okay, look at somebody and say, good morning.
Good morning.
I think we've got music still playing, so we'll figure it out maybe. But if it keeps playing, we'll go with it. On behalf of the Wayne County Chamber of Commerce, Board of Directors and staff, we want to welcome you to the annual State of the Community briefing. I'll talk slow so they get to this. We are grateful for the County of Wayne and the City of Goldsboro for their partnership in bringing this annual event to the community, among other many ways that the county and the city both support the work of the Wayne County Chamber of Commerce. As you know, much of what we do, particularly on the public-facing side and the advocacy side, could not happen without the support of our municipalities and our elected leaders. And so we appreciate not just your involvement in today's event to communicate to our community, but also for your ongoing support of the work that we do. We are pleased to welcome all elected officials who are with us today. I think there's even some new ones. So if our elected officials would please stand to be recognized. All right. I also want to give a thank you to our sponsors who make events like these possible. Our business investor sponsor, the City of Goldsboro. Our community investor sponsors, Seegers Fence Company and UNC Health Wayne. And our friend sponsors, Wayne Community College and World Contracting Company. Our first speaker this morning will be from the City of Goldsboro, Mayor David Ham. Mayor Ham was elected to Goldsboro City Council in 2015. A native of Goldsboro, Mayor Ham is a retired U.S. Army Lieutenant Colonel serving over 25 years. Following a brief message by Mayor Ham, Goldsboro City Manager Tim Salmon will lead the city's presentation. Following Mr. Salmon, the County of Wayne will be represented by County Commissioner Chairwoman Barbara Aycock. Chairwoman Aycock was appointed to the Board of County Commissioners in 2020, representing District 1. Commissioner Aycock joined the Board of Commissioners after 15 years of experience in local government. She served as the town administrator for the town of Fremont from 2013 to 2020, and the town administrator for the town of Black Creek from 2003 to 2012. Now let's begin with our program. Please join me with a warm welcome for Mayor David Ham.
A real warm welcome. Good morning, everyone, and thank you for being here for this event. It's important that the county and city share with you some of the issues that and accomplishments that we've had over the past year. I'm going to start off by first thanking the Chamber and the sponsors that Scott mentioned for supporting this activity. And the next thing I'm going to do is get right to the issue of election results, because I know most of you know what they are, but I just want to speak for a moment. First thing I want to do is acknowledge and ask our city council members and the mayor-elect to please stand up. I'll start with currently Councilman Mayor-elect Charles Gary. Stand up, sir.
I want to be real clear, but I just feel like that. I just want to show a short correction on that. The title of mayor-elect is not usable right now.
Correct.
There is still ballot being counted. There is still work being done at the Board of Elections, including work that happened this morning. And I know you have some more remarks on that, but I just want to make that clarification.
Yeah.
We represent District 5 and currently hold that seat absolutely, but mayor-elects, we'll get there when we get there. Thank you.
Well, I'll correct and say currently with the most votes. How's that? As we know. Councilman Hiawatha Jones is not here. I spoke to her yesterday afternoon, and she's headed for a long R&R rest. And she sends her appreciation for the support that she got in the election. The next district, District 2, the person with the most votes, Mr. Chris Boyer. Would you stand up, please? District 3, Jamie Taylor. I don't see Jamie here. Are you here, Jamie? Okay. Jamie, and then in District 4, Mayor Pro Tem Brandy Matthews. I don't see Ms. Matthews here either. I do see District 5 person with the most votes, Ms. Beverly Weeks. I know you're here. Stand up, Ms. Weeks. And Mr. Broderick White. Sir, I didn't see you here either from District 6. So that's your listing of people who will potentially, I say potentially, serve as the next city council. I just want to, as Councilman Gaylor just mentioned a moment ago, I wanted to get the real bottom line word from the Board of Elections on what the situation is. So here's what they provided me. All results are unofficial until the canvass is the county canvass on November 17th. Then you will receive the certified results afterwards. There are still supplemental absentee ballots, provisional ballots, and write-ins to be addressed. Supplemental absentee ballots of those ballots that are postmarked by election day and received by Monday the 13th would be counted. Provisional ballots will be researched and the board will determine their disposition prior to canvass at their Thursday, November 15th meeting, and a full number of provisional ballots by precinct voted will be available on our website as of yesterday, and they were. There are a total of 56 provisional ballots. That's spread out through all 28 precincts. So the city of Goldsboro only has 20 precincts. So, and I didn't take time to look on this list of 28 and add up the 20 of Goldsboro, but there are some provisional ballots, and as has been mentioned, hopefully by the 16th or 17th, we will know what the situation is. So I wanted to make sure right off the bat that I provided you that information. So move on here. Got our slides up here, and the next thing I want to talk about is our physical, our growth of Goldsboro. Goldsboro is growing. I've said this many times. We are getting new, and I'm going to just hit things very lightly because the manager is going to come back to these items. But the slide basically tells you that we've had approved 2,600 single-family and multi-family housing units for Goldsboro, and we're getting more requests each council meeting. So housing is being built in Goldsboro. And that's a good thing. And a lot of that is due to people coming here either through business connections or they're moving here from Wake and Johnston County because of they're finding that the two things: if they have a home up there, they can sell it for a tremendous profit. They can move here and live cheaper, or they can, if they're working up there and they have to have housing, they can come here and find housing at a cheaper price than they can find in Raleigh. So that's a good thing for us. That's more taxes. It does mean that we have to provide services to them, and of course we take that into consideration. Of course, next thing is the commercial side of the house. We are, in addition to new housing, we're getting new commercial establishments in our city, both surrounding downtown and downtown. So if you're downtown, you're seeing new businesses crop up, and you're seeing the same thing happen in the surrounding areas of downtown Goldsboro. And then, of course, the industrial expansion. We're working with our local development authority to help provide industrial capacity for water and sewer with them. And that means new jobs for our community, tax revenue, and so forth. So that's a good thing. On physical soundness, Our audits that you've heard so much about the 21-22 will be presented to the council on the 20th of November, and our 23-24 audit, we contracted that to be started shortly. Our fund balances are good. Goldsboro's fund balance have increased substantially in the last 4 to 5 years. 6 years ago, we were in our general fund balance, we were around 8%. Well, actually 9%, we got down to 9%. The threshold, unofficial threshold is 8% before the state local government commission comes in and takes over your city and runs it. We're now looking at a 28% net, and I don't want to go into detail, the manager talked about that, but a 28% fund balance. And we're seeing 36%, but we're looking at about a net of 28%. That's not what we want, that's not the goal we want to attain. We want to go beyond that. We need to be up around 40%. And I think we're going to get there. It won't happen in the next fiscal year, but we're working towards that. The state of the financial being in Goldsboro, the city of Goldsboro, has definitely improved in the last 2-3 years. And again, the manager can talk about that. The next thing I want to speak about is Seymour Johnson Air Force Base. I don't have to tell you that Seymour Johnson Air Force Base is critical to the survivability of Goldsboro, both physical and economically. And I want to take a moment to say that there has been some criticism, we've been criticized, thank you, criticized in the past because it was felt that your city leadership, I'm going to speak for the city right this moment, your city leadership was not seriously involved as they should be in helping sustain Seymour Johnson Air Force Base. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that's not correct. The city leadership, along with the county leadership and the MAC representatives, have been very active in working to try to make sure that Seymour Johnson Air Force Base remains here in this territory, in this city, in this county. The manager will talk about the impact. I'm just going to talk about the stability situation. We know that one of the issues of Seymour Johnson is the aircraft itself, the F-15Es. And the F-15Es, there are approximately 218 of those worldwide at 3 different locations. And they're located here at Seymour Johnson, Mountain Home Air Force Base in Idaho, and the Royal Air Force Base in Lincoln Heath, England. The aircraft are old. They were built in 1988. The Air Force, as I said, there's 218 approximately. The Air Force plans to reduce that number by 119, which are the older model F-15Es. That leaves approximately 99 of the newer F-15Es. And the general thinking is that those remaining F-15Es will be based here at Seymour Johnson. Now, that's not, I'm talking to you as David Ham, mayor, not a 5-star, 4-star. We don't have a 5-star anymore, but a 4-star general Air Force. But this is what I'm aware of the situation. And all of those remaining F-15Es could be situated here at Seymour Johnson. We would take care of the training of all the pilots for the F-15Es. And it's discussed that the remaining aircraft would be stationed here through 2040. And So it looks like that there's an optimistic future for Seymour Johnson. In fact, last week, some of us were out at the base for a partnership meeting, and we heard the deputy base commander talk about a small additional new unit coming here in the first of the year. You know, we also have people leaving Seymour Johnson because there's a mission for the F-15Es in the Middle East. If you're listening to the news of the Israeli war, you're hearing about F-15Es and F-16s attacking and trying to destroy missile launching sites that are targeting our American bases there in Syria and Iraq. So they're doing their job. And I want to say one more time that your leadership, city and county, and the MAC are doing things to help keep our base here. We met with the governor. We sit down across the table with the governor and his staff, and we talked to them. I've talked with each of the 2 congressmen. We've talked to the representatives of our 2 senators. And next week, a group of us are going up to D.C. to speak to both the Department of the Air Force or the Air Force leadership and our legislators about Seymour Johnson. So even though I'm painting you a positive, optimistic future for Seymour Johnson, that doesn't mean we stop. We've got to continually put forth the information and the apply, not pressure per se, but let them know that we support Seymour Johnson and that it's important to us. So anyway, I wanted to just mention that. I'll move on right quick here. One more thing I want to talk about, and I'm going to sit down here and let the mayor and manager continue. 2 things coming up. Saturday, we've got a Veterans Day parade downtown, 11 o'clock, 11. And this year marks the 50th anniversary of the end of the Vietnam War. I asked the Wayne County Patriots organization if they would allow Vietnam veterans to be present in this parade. I don't know if we have any Vietnam veterans here other than myself or not, but if you are, raise your hand, please. Any Vietnam? Okay. So if you have a Vietnam veteran, family member, friend, or whatever, ask them to come down and participate in the parade. This will be the first time they've ever had an opportunity to march in a parade. They'll need to assemble at the old J.D. Pike Motor Company parking lot around 10:30 Saturday. I hope it's a good turnout. We've been trying to promote it. And I was speaking yesterday at the Peggy Seeger's Center to veterans and told them the same message. And I think there was a few Vietnam veterans there, and I think they were appreciative of the opportunity to come down. I got a call last night from someone who heard of that and spent probably 15, 20 minutes talking with him. He happened to be in the same unit, same brigade as I was during the same time in Vietnam back in 1968. So anyway, I want to share that with you. That's important to our city, to our veterans. Please help us get the word out on that. And then finally, my remarks are that we've accomplished a lot here in the city in the last 8 years that I've been in the council. Not that I accomplished it myself, but our council did. And you've been to these meetings before, and you've heard representatives of the city talk about what we've accomplished. And we've changed the face, or we continued, I should say, changing the face of Goldsboro. We've improved Goldsboro, and I look forward that the next council that comes on board will continue that. It's been my privilege and honor, I mean this sincerely, to be the mayor of Goldsboro, North Carolina. It's my home, and I appreciate all the support that people like yourselves have given me. And that, ladies and gentlemen, concludes my comments. I'm going to turn it over to the county city manager.
morning, everyone. Thank you, Mayor. It's been an honor and privilege to serve the city of Goldsboro residents and visitors with you and the current council, and I look forward to working with the next council. I've got about 18 slides here. That gives me about 15 seconds, maybe 20 seconds per slide, Scott. So I'll try to be on schedule so I can get the chairwoman up here shortly. Clicker, anybody? There it is. Okay, great. Next slide. So I like to talk about the city goals, missions, vision, and talk about the specific areas. If you do some research, you'll find the strategic plan is out there on the city's website under government, under important links, strategic plan. But you'll see these goals are very typical with many other cities. Whether the new council changes them or not, I don't know, but I'll go through them very shortly here. The mayor talked about our fund balances. We worked very hard over the last few years to increase our fund balances, and this is just a graph right there. Our goal has been about 15% in the past. You can see when I kind of first came aboard in 19 and 20, we were very low, and we've increased that fund balance so that we're on par with our peers. We're above the 25% limit that the LGC would like us to have, so we can get off their unit assistance list. And as soon as our audit is complete this spring for the FY 22-23, we expect that to happen. Similarly, on the utility fund, it's called liquidity. It's a percent of cash over your ops and maintenance expenditures. We were very low in 19 and 20, and now we are up with our peers, down around 30%, now up around 130%. So this is good news. This will give options for our future council to make important decisions. Very quickly, under Excellence in Government, I'll also mention our Citizens Academy has been very successful in the past. We complete the classes. It was 15 last, and we even held an inaugural Candidates Academy so that they could step right in to their jobs and execute the mission as quickly as possible. Our next academy will start in January of 2024. We have 20 slots, and they're already all filled. So hopefully you all can get into that in the future, and we hope the people who graduate from this course get involved with our boards and commissions. All right, safe and secure community is probably one of the number one priorities with many around here. I can tell you that we've increased the pay for our GPD officers 4 out of the last 5 years, above what we've also given as pay increases for cost of living and merit to our regular city employees. We budgeted for 8 new vehicles, but those vehicles are very hard to find right now. We went from the Dodge Chargers to the Dodge Dakotas, and we still can't get them. So hopefully we get the new cars here in the very near future. But GPD has got its 2nd year with the CALIA accreditation. Very professional organization, I think, and going forward we will continue to do that. You see a picture of the public safety complex right there. We have got a lot of work to do on that public safety complex. It's not airtight, it's not watertight. There's $2 or $3 million worth of work that needs to be done there. We want to improve that facility for both the fire department and the police department. So that'll be something that the future council has to deal with. Our solving of crime rate has decreased over the last 2 years by 12%, and total crime increased in 2022 by 14%, and so far to date in 23 by 18%. The bottom line is we need our citizens to help us solve that crime. We need information from our citizens to prevent it and go after those criminals. And we need some of the best that the city has to be part of our GPD. We have 10 funded positions out there, really 13 now because we're short some current people, that could be GPD police officers once they go through the academy. And we need you, okay? We need your best and brightest, and I think the GPD will make them better. We move on to the fire department here. Still top 5 in the country, top 5%, ISO rating 2. We have some personnel shortfalls there as well, but I'll let you know that the fire academy coming up in December fills those requirements. And so we look forward to having a full staff here on the fire department. There are 3 unfunded positions that we'll have to work through the next budget cycle, but one of the biggest things is getting fire engines and apparatus, if you will, out to the city. We put $1.1 million in the budget previously to replace Fire Engine 2. That is a 24-year-old fire truck. We will put that in a backup status and get rid of a 32-year-old fire truck, but the chief just informed me today that we actually have a backup. We actually have a backup where many times we only have enough vehicles to support the crews that are on service. And that's out of 9 vehicles we have. We need 6. And many of them are just missing parts that you can't get nowadays. So we look forward to that new truck. Let me Clock here. Oh, man, I'm out of time. Let me talk real quick if I can steal a couple minutes, okay? I'll hit this slide here, safe and secure community. Our utility fund, we've got a lot going on here. Our water treatment plant has 14 million gallons a day capacity, but we have plenty of capacity there. You can see 43% is on that slide. Where we're hurting is in our wastewater reclamation facility. We are at about 61% right now of actual flow, but we've got so much committed to both the base and other organizations that are coming to the city of Goldsboro, basically 25% obligated or reserved or planned, that we are approaching that 90% threshold where we actually have to be in construction. And the construction new plan is over $100 million most likely, and it will take probably 5 years. So we have to be very judicious in what we do with that limited capacity. Fortunately, ARPA funding has helped us significantly in the last few years. We had $22 million in ARPA. We got another $5 million in the 2023 appropriations that'll help bring Mount Olive Pickle and complete that to Goldsboro. But we've got $91 million worth of just taking care of 500 miles of water and sewer lines and pumps and bar screens, etc. like that, before we even get to replacing the wastewater treatment plant. Seymour Johnson's, you know the importance of Seymour Johnson. They're about 10% of our, or 30% of our population. I wanted to show you this slide right here. It's with great pride we show this sign in Mount Olive Pickle in Goldsboro, North Carolina. They bring a great product here and workforce, and we're very happy to have them along with all the other organizations you see on this slide. This slide, we'll make sure we post these slides for the public on our website so you can go through them at any time. Downtown development remains very strong. You can read this information. They keep moving us forward. Strong economy is also part of travel and tourism. Exceptional quality of life is our fields, Bryan Multi-Sport Complex. The GEC this year is booked all the time, very affordable. We've got some road work going on out there, the realignment of Central Heights. HUD funding coming to us. We're going to work on homes, ARP appropriation for the $908,000 you see here in the near future. There's an RFP out for that right now. And racial and cultural harmony, I always like to mention the Paramount. Great facility downtown. If you haven't been there, please go there. And of course, the city supported the Juneteenth event this past June. Lots of committees, opportunities to serve. And the city's looking for you to join us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tim, for giving me some time here left over. And congratulations to Goldsboro. I'm going to kind of turn this a little bit where I can see the slides. It is my pleasure, thank you, to be standing before you here today to present what Wayne County has done. The county board has had a whole team behind us. You cannot do it by yourself. Sorry? I was going the wrong way. Oh, okay. Well, let's get started. I want to congratulate the newly elected city officials. The county looks forward to working with all of y'all. We got a long road ahead of us to make continued improvements because it will be a continual process. I want to thank my county board. I think they're here. Commissioner Joe Dahlgren, please stand so everybody can see you. Commissioner Freeman Harder, Commissioner Gurley, and the other ones that are not here. We could not do it without working together, and I think this past 3.5 years has been a team effort. That's why we've got accomplished what we have now. School board, we've worked very closely with the school board to get things done that you're going to be seeing on the slide, because school and education is very important. We hear that all the time. We've got to get our schools prepared for the future. We have some vendors. I want to thank them. Sometimes they are not thanked enough. That's T.A. Loving and Daniels and Daniels. That's part of that team that is behind us to get these projects done. And I just want to recognize them as well. Our legislature, they are also a big part of helping us get what we've got, what I'm going to be showing you. Continued development implies an upward movement for our county and the improvement for our citizens, and that's the key thing. That's what we are on the board for, is to make our county and city a big improvement. And I'd also like to thank Mayor Ham. He is leaving us as mayor. Every time I've ever called him, he has been the voice on the other end of encouragement and help. So thank you, Mayor Ham.
Vice versa, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. All right, we can start the slides, Carol. I'm sharing you some slides today. In 2021, Craig Honeycutt and the then chairman, Wayne Acock, stood at this podium here. This was a wish list for the county. We didn't know where we were going to get the money to do this. That team that I'm talking about has made this happen. The staff of the county has made this happen. The board cannot do it by themselves. You've got to have team players. We've reached out to Goldsboro. We've reached out to our vendors. Everybody has done help to get what we're going to do here. The first thing that was spoken in 2021 was a new extension to the Carrie Winters Jail. As you can see, the vision here that's already started. This was a vision in 2021. It was a wish list, but now it is happening. Work is progressing fast. The exterior brickwork is already started, and this is going to provide a safe environment for our employees and the people who are serving in this facility. Next slide, please. This is our new development, Department of Health and Human Services, formerly known as the Health Department and DSS. This was a dream also in 2021, spoke about, didn't know if we could ever accomplish this. But thanks to our team players and our board, you can see the results of it. It has already started. It's out on 117 by the old community college and the shelter. It's going to provide a lot of service for a lot of people who needs this kind of service. And we're very proud of this building and what it's going to provide for the community. So the first floor has already, the interior walls have already started on this project. So it will be up and showing very quickly as fast as they're moving there. And we thank TA Lovin for that. Next slide. This slide is very true to my heart because it is in Fremont, because I worked in Fremont for so many years. The community loved Fremont Stars. That school, when I went to Fremont, was the highlight of the community. When the talk was, when I was talking to Commissioner Ray Mayo at the time, the first thing I said to him, Commissioner Mayo, you're going to get a lot of pushback about this school because everybody loves Fremont Stars. But now it's moved forward. And if you, go back, Carol, please. The murals across that you see at the top are from the old Fremont Stars. That is in the foyer when you walk in. The floor, we're representing the Daffodil Town. And we hope the traditions from Fremont Stars moves over into the new school, because in Fremont Stars, when we were in the town hall, we had a Christmas tree every year, and we had angels hanging on it. And each angel had a name or a number for a child. The teachers presented to us to where the community could provide presents for those children. And at Christmas, everybody in that community went to Fremont Stars, and each child that was hanging from that tree's name was given a present. And I'm hoping that these kind of traditions will follow through on this new school. The next slide is the new hotel that you're seeing out by the Maxwell Center. We're very proud to have this. It's going to be like 110 guest rooms. It's going to offer new conference spaces for the community. And it'll be sited at the Maxwell Center to where it can also support events coming to the county and the city, which will bring in extensive revenue. Thank you, Charles. Other projects, grant funding. My favorite topic is grants. I love to hear grants because that means that we don't have to take it out of our current budgets and everything. We got $4.8 million in grant funding that has been received to expand fiber internet in 13 plus homes in Wayne County. A lot of us don't think we have internet in our homes, but a lot of places in our area does not have internet service. So with this new grant, it's going to provide 1,300 plus homes, and we're proud of that. Our next project that we're working on, that we're very proud to be working on, is Rosewood Middle School. We took a tour of that school probably about a month ago, and I can really see why the community needs a new Rosewood Middle School. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be our next project that we put together for the Rosewood community. The Northern Wayne Library. That, if you go in 117 when you're going into Fremont, it's the old Dollar General Store. We're renovating that for a new library there for Pikeville and Fremont. So the work is started on that with our own maintenance department. They're doing the work, and I want to thank Kendall Lee and his department for all the hard work that they're doing on that as well. Next slide. Economic development. We need this, like what Mayor Ham was talking about, to help our community grow, to bring revenues into our community where we can continually provide new jobs for our community. Jobs are very important to be able to build homes, to live in Goldsboro, and have the lifestyle that we all deserve. We're building one at 30,000 square feet, one at 50,000 square feet. These are prescribed sizes that most companies, when they come in, the size of buildings that they prefer. So we try to follow what they're wanting to where we can sell them just as soon as they're built. And we're all the time getting requests for new shell buildings in the area. Right. We have 8 economic development announcements. $131,500,000 in capital expenditures. 783 new jobs have been created for our area. Some of these announcements were new industries in Wayne County. So even some of the new, the older industries we have are being supported as well to help them expand their buildings. So they're investing in Goldsboro as well. The Board of Commissioners is working hard to ensure that their product sites available for economic development needs. That's why shell buildings are important for our community. Sewer and water, Mayor Ham touched on that. We're all having meetings on providing and working on towards sewer repairs and water expansions, and hope we can get that resolved because we're going to have to if we continue to develop. Next slide. This slide is a slide that anyone that is in local government will be very proud of. When you work in local government, when you have the LGC, they monitor each town very closely, and that is very good because it all keeps us honest. Because you hear about so many towns in other states that actually go bankruptcy. But in North Carolina, a town cannot go bankrupt. I don't know if any of you know that, but you cannot go bankrupt in Wayne County. The LGC is knocking on your door. But we're very proud of this accomplishment. Award for 27 years. Agriculture. Agriculture brings over $1 million into our local economy. 4 in 10 employees are agriculture related. Agriculture is very true to my heart. I'm going to speak on this away from the slides. My husband farmed for 45 years before he passed. I lived the life of a farmer's wife. I know what it takes to be a farmer's wife. I know what our farming community has to go through to survive. It's a tough life to do what farmers do. So I just wanted to emphasize that and tell them how much I appreciate what they do for our economy and our community. Our national leaders is turkey, swine, sweet potatoes, and tobacco products. There are currently 551 farms in Wayne County. Ladies and gentlemen, a lot of that is disappearing. And it breaks my heart when I see a farm being taken up and being gone. And it's happening very quickly. The average size of a farm is 300 acres. Most farmers don't have 300 acres. They have to rent and lease most of the land that the farmers tend now. A lot of farmers now 10, 15 to 2,000 acres of land. Well, my husband and I farmed. If we had 500 acres, we thought we were doing great, but now it's got really to where you have to be competitive. You have to tend a lot of land. 75% of Wayne County's total land mass is in agriculture. This is another program that we have been very, very proud of. Commissioner Antonio Williams brought this program forth, and this is the second year that we've had this. After graduation of the class, we had 32 high schoolers and 5 college students. I asked a question to the students. Would you want to be any part of government before you took this class? Most of them said no. I said, after you have taken this class, do you want to be a part of government? Just about 75% of the class raised their hand. So I thought that was great that they got an introduction to work with the different departments we had in our county. And I think they learned enough because we're getting more applications than we can fill, but we hope we can increase. They learned a valuable skill by working with our county employees, and we thank them for working with them. Planning and development. The Board of Commissioners is working to balance industrial growth with residential growth. That is a key in our county. We got to balance the two. And we're working on that. We've got that now in our agendas when we're working together. When we talk together, we talk about the balance of how we're going to work with industry and our residential. Preliminary plats approved, subdivisions. Mayor Ham mentioned that also. We had 6 preliminaries with 254 proposed lots. So like Mayor Ham said, we're growing. People are coming to our county and our cities. So what do we got to do? We got to be ready. We got to plan ahead. Visionaries. That's what we need on our boards. We need to be looking ahead because what we did yesterday is already in the past. The Jetport. We received $3.7 million in grant funding for this project from NCDOT. The county was recently notified we had been awarded over $900,000 for the fencing replacement around that airport. Jetport contributes $58 million to the economic community. How important is a jetport in the community? Very important. When I was production control supervisor at Cooper Standard, we flew jets in there every day. From corporate America, Ford Motor Company, Chrysler, Toyota, all of these businesses would use this one airport. So that's how important it is to have an airport in your community. So we're very proud of our jetport. 9/11. And to this date, we have received 200 and 319 calls with 779 dispatch calls for service. Ladies and gentlemen, an EMS truck is on the road continuously with this kind of volume of calls. Police calls, 40,499 for service. Fire calls, 175 calls for service. The Sheriff Department, 39,395 calls for service. And the 911 Center, the Joe Gurley 911 Center service the entire county, including other municipalities and volunteer fire departments. If any of you ever get the opportunity to go into the Joe Gurley 911 Center, it is an amazing center. The technology that is in the center is amazing. EMS. To date, EMS has had 17,690 calls of service. The highest volume calls are in Station 6 on Madison Avenue with 3,262 calls, Station 4 on John Street with 2,716 calls, New Hope 2,360, Rosewood 1,465, and Northeast 1,432 calls. And our seniors. 932 active members at the Wayne County Senior Center. 81% of the active members live in Goldsboro and 19% live outside. The center provides group events for them, bus tickets, rides to town, medical transportation, a lot of other things. 15,000 hours of service for seniors. 13,000 Goldsboro Wayne transportation ride tickets distributed. 4,400 phone calls, office visits to provide information and assistance to seniors. Assisted living. I don't know if any of you that are not even seniors have ever visited that, but if you ever want to learn how to do line dance or tapping, go to the senior center because they can outdance anybody that I've seen on any kind of television show because they are very serious about that. Wayne County veterans. Can we say enough about our veterans? Can we thank them enough? No. You can never thank for what they have done for our country. And now we're seeing also what our regular service people are having to do. They're having to leave their families and also, again, protect our country. In addition to office visits, they have fielded 3,400 phone calls, helping our veterans get help and money they deserve. Services are all provided through Wayne County Services. I also had used that service a year and a half ago for my husband because he also served in service and they were very helpful. They're there for your needs if you have a veteran. Wayne County Solid Waste. Wayne County operates the landfill and 13 convenience sites around the county. Our landfill averages 220 vehicles per day. That's a lot of traffic. Our annual tons for household waste received at the landfill is 122,100 tons. That's 269,184,422 pounds. Annual construction and demolition waste received at the landfill is 28,455 tons. We have 13 convenient locations at our county sites. I want to thank you for what we've done and being here today, because being here today shows that you care about your county. Thank you.
Outstanding. Give these folks another hand. We are so grateful to all of our public leaders, both past and present and future, those to come. It is a collaborative work, and it is for the good of our businesses, our residents, and we are just happy to be a partner in that as part of our Chamber of Commerce representing our business community. So thank you all. Thank you, Ms. Aycock, and thank you, Mr. Hand and Mr. Salmon, for your time and for all the folks who work so hard, I know, to help put together these presentations. There's a lot of really great content. We really need this to be longer, don't we? I think. Maybe. We all pray for it. We'll see what the Lord does, you know. But this is critical information that citizens need to know. And there's a lot of stuff that people always have. There's rumors circulating about or people talking about, but we just got data. And you can't get better than that. So I'm thankful that the News Argus is here to help report about some of this information. I hope some of those slides can be shared. I know our staff will be sharing some of these slides this afternoon. to make sure that the public is able to consume them. So we are just really grateful for the work that you're doing, and I know that you're being attentive to many of the things and many of the concerns that our citizens have. And I know a lot of people don't thank you enough. You get a lot of the concerns and the comments and all the negativity, but we just wanted to say on behalf of our members and our staff, thank you for what you do. The time you put in, for having to face all the criticism, we appreciate you and appreciate the work that you're doing. We also, once again, want to thank our sponsors who made today possible. Our business investor sponsor, the City of Goldsboro. Our community investor sponsor, Seegers Fence Company, UNC Health Wayne. Our friend sponsors, Wayne Community College and World Contracting Company. Thank you all for being here, and have a great rest of your day.